Yo, it is Brian here. Today, talking about the San Francisco 49ers in this one particular game between the Niners and the Seahawks happening this Sunday in Seattle. It's going to be loud over there, whether they're good or bad. I know they're currently 3-8, but I know the Seahawks fans always show up big time. I'm hoping for a great matchup as always, but hoping the 49ers can actually blow them out because we've never blown them out before in the Russell Wilson era, and it'd be good for once that we can actually beat them and blow them out by more than 10 points. I don't know. Don't want to jump ahead. This is a divisional matchup. Seattle always has our number, whether they're good or bad. You cannot discredit the Seahawks at all. Welcome, 49er fans, Seahawk fans, if you're watching this, and let's just have a good time talking about this. Let's have a great discussion. Let's not have a hostile environment because I've had a couple of hostile fans joining my channel, and the 49ers humbled them the very next game. Talking about you, Minnesota, last year. Talking about Tampa Bay in 2019. Other teams as well. So let's have a great conversation. Let's just have some fun. I hope you guys are having a great Tuesday. Nothing too crazy for me. I'm just going to get this started, but before I do, per usual, please like and subscribe. It's going to definitely help me out a lot. Share this channel, share this content with 5 faithfuls. Let's get this started. 49ers versus Seahawks. Who is going to win this game? A battle in Seattle, right? Before I get started, let's talk about how each team is doing the season so far. 49ers, they are absolutely doing great for the last 3 games. They're doing the old formula like they did in 2019, running the ball effectively, giving it to your playmakers. Jimmy G not making too many mistakes, defense playing really well, clicking at the right time. This is the 49er team that I've expected all year long in 2021. It took a little second to get started. Everybody, including myself, a few weeks ago after the Arizona loss, were saying, let's fire Kyle Shanahan at the end of the season if he doesn't do well. Looked like he's responding and going back to the old way of playing 49er football that he knows. It's working out really well. Credit to him for going through some of the adversity that they've gone through. Jimmy Garoppolo, he's gone through a lot of adversity. They were talking about trading him in 2022, talking about getting rid of him in favor of Trey Lance. He's responded really well. Give him a lot of credit for that. Defensively, DeMeco Ryans got to give him credit in his squad for stepping up big time. They've had terrible performances before earlier in the season, but now they are clicking at the right time. Nick Bosa, Defensive Player of the Year, in my opinion, a candidate for that. Everything is going right at the perfect time, but we do have some injuries, which I'll be talking about in a second. Next up, Seattle. They're in a big slump right now. They're currently 3-8. Who would have thought they would be in a very bad position this time of the year of the season? They're usually dominating. They're usually having great offensive, defensive performances, but now they are absolutely struggling. There might be some changes going on for Seattle coming into the 2022 offseason. You know, this is a important era for them. I mean, this is the best era they've ever had in the history of Seattle. It's kind of weird to see it end the way it's ending right now, if it does. Russell Wilson, offense can't really get anything going. They struggle big time against Washington on Monday Night Football. Defensively, they're struggling a little bit. Special teams, that's really their big plus side, I would say. That's essentially how they beat us in the first meeting with Trey Lance starting the second half, was all those special teams mistakes, and they were able to capitalize on that. So I will give their special teams a big plus there. Other than that, they're struggling big time. That Jamal Adams trade is not looking good for them at all. Robert Saleh, he should be very happy that they might get a very high draft pick out of that. Good job to you, Saleh, and whoever the GM for the Jets is. I forgot off the top of my head. Anyways, they're struggling, and it's kind of weird to say that. It's kind of weird to say that they're the worst team in the NFC West. I've always hailed them as one of the best teams in the West, but now they're slumping apart. You got Arizona and San Francisco up there. LA's falling off a little bit, but they're still an important team to look forward to near the end of the season. But Seattle, I don't know. It's not looking good for them at all. But I know they'll play really hard in this matchup against San Francisco. They always beat us for whatever reason, even on an off day. 49ers just got to be careful and repeat the same formula like you have been for the past couple of weeks. Running the ball effectively and playing great defense. Coach him up really well. Pressure Russell Wilson. Get him down, actually. They'll win the game pretty easily, in my opinion, but easier said than done. I'm not going to discredit the Seahawks at all. I mean, this is a divisional matchup, and you don't want to take any team too lightly, especially with all the upsets that we've seen for the past couple of weeks. I know this is kind of rehashing stuff that I've said for the past few weeks now, but it's really true. We've seen so many upsets in the NFL every week that you got to expect something. It's like college football, right? It's been a fun year so far in 2021 in terms of that kind of stuff. It's not teams dominating any way, shape, or form. Everybody's up and down. The big team that everybody should be looking forward to in the AFC is definitely the New England Patriots, but I'll talk about that in another video. Props to Mac Jones and Bill Belichick for what they're doing right now in New England. Going back to this game, injuries for the 49ers. Deebo Samuel, he's probably not going to be available for this matchup, so that changes a lot for the 49ers offense. They're going to have to lean on somebody to be that jack of all trades guys. Maybe Brandon Ayuk could be the next guy that could do that, but he's not as fast as Deebo from what I've seen, but he's a very good receiver. He has very good hands, and that's what you can ask for a receiver. George Kittle, I'm pretty sure they're going to use him a little bit more in the passing game. He's more in the blocking game right now, but with Deebo out, you're going to have to use him a little bit more. I expect other guys to step up. Juwan Jennings, he did a great job in the game against the Vikings. He did great there. Trent Sherfield, I expect him to get a little bit more playing time. I think he should, to be honest with you. He had a crucial third down that was very important. I hope they give him a lot more playing time because he deserves it. I've seen flashes of greatness from him that he could be a great guy in the depth chart. Hopefully Kyle gives him a little bit more opportunities. Elijah Mitchell, he's the breakout star, definitely. I'm hoping to see more carries from him for this game against Seattle. And that's what Kyle's going to do, essentially, is just run the ball out, 10-plus minute drives. It's always a pleasure to watch that. See maybe 2 or 3 yards of carry for a field one, and then you get a big one. You got to keep the ball going, tire that defense out, definitely. Keep Russell Wilson off the field because he is very dangerous. Even when the team isn't that great, he can still make something happen. They have great receivers like DK Metcalf and Lockett, although they're having a little bit of a down year. The one thing they don't have is a running game. They've been really struggling with no running game. A lot of their guys are out for the year. Chris Carson, he has a very serious neck injury that could mean he might retire, which would suck, but neck injuries are nothing to mess around with. We saw Cam Chancellor, he retired quickly after having his neck injury problems a few years ago. There's just a lot of things changing for the Seahawks, for better or worse, probably for worse right now. You never know. We'll see what happens. Talking all about that, if I had to pick a team to win this game, kind of tough. I mean, Seattle, they could always upset us, definitely, because they're Seattle and they always beat us some way, shape, and form. Wilson's always comfortable playing the 49ers, even when they're not at their best shape, and we're at our best shape. Don't discredit that. But I'm picking the 49ers to win this game, definitely. I think the way that they've been playing football, great. The way that they're staying momentum and keeping their playoff hopes alive. They're technically the 6th seed right now at the playoffs end of the day, but you got to keep up with the other guys under them, like the Vikings, the Washington team, Carolina, even the Saints. All those teams are a little bit behind in terms of the race, but anything could happen for the next few weeks, and getting all the wins you can is very important. Also, divisional matchup win, that could be a cherry on top as well, to be a rival like the Seahawks and beat them quite a bit, because we never get a chance to beat them as much, and it'd be great to beat them for the first time in a while since 2019. So if I had to pick a final score to win this game, I'm picking the 49ers to win about 26, Seattle 22. I think it's going to be a little bit of a close game. A lot of people think it might be a blowout, but Seattle always keeps it tough. I'm going to give them high marks for a lot of points, running the clock out as much as they can, and I know Seattle's going to try to focus on that big time, but hopefully the offensive line led by Trent Williams can stop them big time, because that offensive line can be really tough to stop. Hopefully they can just bully Seattle's defensive line, definitely. That's it, guys. Please let me know what you guys think about the 49ers and the Seahawks. Who do you have winning this game? Please let me know in the comments below. If you guys like this, please like and subscribe. That's going to definitely help you out a lot. I hope to catch you guys up tomorrow or Thursday when I talk more about this game or something else. Bye, guys. Love y'all. Have a great rest of your night. Go Niners all day.